Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome again to another painting tutorial. We'll be doing a still life today and I chose to paint some grapes. I did some grapes painting last year, but those were green grapes, and today we'll be doing some purplish reddish grapes. You know, the normal grapes, the usual grapes that we see in the market. All right, so here are the colors. Here I can talk. Here are the colors that I'll be using for today's painting tutorial. I can't speak properly, guys. I'm so sorry. All right. So, and excuse the palette for those who are grossed out by my palette. if there are any people who are grossed out by my palette with a lot of dried acrylics. These are dried acrylics, although it doesn't look like they're dry. So we have titanium white, lemon yellow, red, crimson red, and black, and primary blue. So those are the only colors that I'll be using. I'll be mixing some colors later to come up with secondary and tertiary colors. But basically those are the colors, and they are listed in the description box below, so you can refer to them if you find that the way I talk is super fast. So I'm gonna underpaint first, or I'm gonna background first my canvas paper. We'll be doing some grapes right here in the middle, but you have to identify where it's placed, all right? So it will be placed on a table, and we will be creating some light play as well. So let's begin now. I'll be using a fairly large brush for the background so that we get wider coverage in one stroke. So I'll be using some grayish brown. So I'll be getting more white and black. And crimson red. Like this. All right, I'll be using this. I think this is too dark, but I'm just gonna add white. Okay. Actually, you can use any color for the background here, but I'm just gonna use this one. Okay, so it's not the horizon, it's the separation line between the table and the wall will be right here. I think it's like almost more than 1/3 of my canvas here. All right, just like that. Okay, I don't have to background this area because I want it to be just white. So it's up to you if you want to color it with something else, but I will use just white. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna wash my brush out. And I wanna know, or I wanna sketch first where the grapes are gonna go. Okay, so for the sketch, I'll be using just ordinary brush, pointy brush if you want, or if you have one. I'm gonna get my crimson red for the sketch so that it's quite near the color that I'll be using for the grapes. I'll be adding a little bit of blue. All right. So I'm gonna sketch first. I know that this is still, wet. So I'm gonna sketch first on what I can sketch over those areas that are dry. I'm actually listening to an ASMR video at the moment. I said listening because, you know, I'm making my own video, so all I can do now is to listen. But it's really good. It's very relaxing. Dirtying my I could have done the correction later, but I mean, I could do the correction later, but it's annoying me if I see that. All right. Again, these are just a sketch, and I will definitely make some adjustment. Like, I want to make this a little bigger. Yeah, I just want to make it bigger. You want to make it bigger. The reason why I'm leaving this more spacious is we'll be adding some shadows to give it some 3D effect later. So I'm working more on the left side, or my painting is more what do you call this? Yeah, leaning towards the right side. I mean the left side. So you can see I'm doing a lot of adjustments. We've got a lot of grapes today. All right, okay. So it's a bunch of grapes. Now I'm gonna make some adjustments to my grapes, to the shapes, to the sizes. So I'm still using some crimson red with some blue and black, a little bit of black. I'm gonna underpaint now my grapes. I'm actually excited, you know, how this will end. I have no like huge expectation because we'll be this type of painting involves a lot of repetitive brush strokes and colors. So I find it quite relaxing and very meditative, right? Let me check if I'm all right. So I think I'll be speaking less today because we'll be repeating the same thing. If there's a change in what I'm doing, I'm gonna tell you. Later, we'll be adding some spaces between the grapes. For now, let's just focus more on underpainting each grape. I'll be using crimson red. Right here. Okay, and then crimson red. And then more dark version of that color. Okay. And then I'm using a little darker color for this area. And then back to crimson. And then dark again. Anyway, this is just the underpainting. This will get covered later. And by the way, I really don't know what time we're gonna finish, but I don't mind spending more time on this painting today because I love painting still life paintings. Okay, almost done. And I'm just gonna darken this. All right, okay. Now I'm gonna get my black. You know, the reason why I'm using a pointy brush is so that I can really make or maintain that roundness. So I'm just gonna use my black and I'm gonna make some negative spaces between the grapes. So let's start right here. This will make our grapes, or this bunch of grapes, more 3D looking. So remember where the separation lines are. Just like that. Okay, I'm gonna make some more. Okay. Okay, now I'll be using lighter colors, or I'll be darkening first these areas. Alright, so basically you don't see any more space, white space. Now let's proceed to lightening or highlighting. I'll be using a different brush. I'll be getting my red. So I'll be getting my red. I'll be mixing that with the crimson red that I have here. Okay, I'll be adding a little bit of white just for it to be more visible and more milky in color. I'll be starting right here on the right side. On the left side, I mean, sorry. So I'm using this color, but I'm not absolutely or 100% coloring everything. Alright, okay, more red here and there. Okay. I'm almost dry brushing, really. Okay, I'm gonna get my black again. I'm gonna darken this grape. Like that. I hope you can see that. We haven't done the light part or the highlights, so some of you probably won't appreciate it that much for now. So I'm not gonna I'm not gonna wash my paintbrush. I'm just gonna dab onto my white. Okay, I'm gonna mix it with crimson red to make some light reddish grayish color like this. And I'm gonna remove the excess water and I'm gonna start highlighting some areas. And by the way, just for the information of some people, I don't really paint mythical mythical subjects, or like unicorn, or what else, mermaid, things like that. I just don't paint those stuff, because some people are asking me to paint something, a mermaid, or a fairy, something like that. I don't really paint those kind of stuff. Not that I hate them. It's just that those subjects just don't resonate with me. I love Disney, by the way. I love Disney, but when it comes to my paintings, I want my subjects to be existing real subjects. Okay, I know some people like those stuff, and we will have different opinions about that. Just do your own thing. I'm just saying, for those who are requesting that for me to do those kind of subjects. So by doing these highlights, we actually separate already um, some grapes from other grapes. All right, let me check. Okay, now you can see the separation, right? But we will do more highlighting later. I'm actually excited. I'm just so excited. Okay, now using this grayish color, just gonna add more red to make it pink, but you can still see the dominance of red. Maybe something like this. It's not super pink. It's more of still on the red side, not on the pastel-y milky color. And okay, more red actually. All right. And in the same manner that we did the white, I'm just gonna remove the excess water and dab it onto my towel. Let's create more details. Okay, this time I won't be using dry brushing. I'm gonna apply a little bit of water. Right, I'm gonna get again my pure red. Okay, I'm gonna get my yellow. Actually, we won't be using a lot of yellow, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of yellow hint to this grape, just like that, because some grapes are not that ripe. And maybe I'm gonna add just a little tiny bit of yellowness for light purposes, not really because it's yellow, but because of light. Okay, maybe here also, just use more water. All right, just a hint. You don't want to overdo this. You don't want to do this to each and every grape that you see here. I'm gonna wash my brush out now. I'm gonna get my black. I'm gonna create a little bit of shadowing. Okay, I'm gonna get my red and mix it with the black. Okay, now using this gray, I'm just gonna grab some white, actually more black, to make some dark gray. Let's create some shadows. Okay, make sure that you use more water. Make sure that it's really watery, so that you can apply it smoothly. And then let's create some suggestion of shadow. Later it will make sense. Alright, I'm gonna allow this to dry before I layer some more. I'm gonna get my black, and I'm just gonna darken it right here so that there is a smooth transition between light and dark colors. Smoothening it out. Okay, I'm gonna allow this first to dry, all right? I'm gonna allow that first to dry. Let's move on to going back to the grapes, which is more important. I'm gonna create some stem. I'm gonna get my yellow and blue, and then white, and then crimson red, and maybe yellow. We're just gonna create that stem. All right. Okay, I'm gonna allow this first to dry. I'm gonna get my white. The green is mixing. Gonna get my white, mix it with a little bit of red. This time more white. So it's like pink. I'm just gonna go around again. Let me check. Oh, it's making sense now. Okay, I'm gonna create a little bit of orange this time. Okay, and I'm gonna use that a little bit of orange. right here. Just a little bit. Again, you don't want this to be tangerines. You just want a little bit of that color going on. Gonna get my yellow and white. Oh, where's my white? There you go. I couldn't find my white. All right, I'm gonna create more. Like a little bit of yellowness going on. All right. Okay. A little bit of yellow going on here. Right here. Okay. I'm gonna get my black. So I'm trying to make some separation lines between each grape. Okay, I'm gonna darken this area because it's not really receiving too much light compared to the other grapes. Okay. Gonna get some more pink. Let me check from the camera view. It's nice. Really nice. Okay, I'll be adding a little more highlights later. For now, I like it. Okay, I'll be using a different brush this time just to make my highlights more nice. Okay, so I'll be using this brush. I'm not sure if it's gonna be effective, but it's wider, it's not as pointy as the other one that I just used, so I'm gonna use this for highlighting. So I'm gonna get this brush, dry brushing, get my pink, same, I'm gonna add more white. And as you can see, I did not really add water, but I accidentally grabbed blue, which I don't need. Anyway, I'm just gonna remove the water and carefully get my white. All right, okay, this is perfect. I'm gonna remove the excess water, get my red, okay. Again, remove excess water or moistness. Is that a word? Moisture. Moisture. All right, I'm gonna make some dry brushing. By dry brushing, we actually create patterns on our subjects that are more natural looking than, you know, weird patterns by doing straight markings or very symmetrical markings. It's just weird. Okay, I'm gonna get my pure white. I'm gonna use some, let's correct this one already, or let's relayer it. So again, gray, okay, the one that we just used. Let's just relayer it. Okay. Now I'm gonna get some white. Let's add a little bit of that white. Just right under the shadow. Or I mean under the grapes whose shadow is being cast on. Gonna get my red. And spread it on some areas. Especially on the grapes located on the left side. I'm applying some dark colors, dark reds. We want some dimension going on, so there will be some dark and some light areas. this is so nice. Oh my god. I wasn't really expecting this at all. Okay, I'm very happy, you can tell. Okay, I'm using reds. You know, I cannot really tell, I mean, I cannot really say that this tutorial is for beginners, but I still encourage beginners to paint along with me because we really don't know what the surprise. If you try something like this, even for the first time, you don't know what if you can make it? What if you find out that you're really good, right? So just try, and you just don't know what's gonna happen. Okay, just like that. And then I'm gonna get my white, pure white. So I'll be using a clean brush. So I'm just cleaning the area. But I'm gonna overlap some white right here where the wall and the table is placed so that we give it more light effect. I'm also, in effect, cleaning the areas, especially where there are some colors that went outside my sketch. We're not yet done, especially for the stem. I haven't really done the details. Okay, a little bit on the shadowy part, just a little bit, to really give it some light effect. Good. I like it. Yeah, I like it. Okay, I'm gonna use the remaining white on my paintbrush to highlight even more the grapes on the left side, just using the remaining paints. I did not grab any new paint. We want some markings to be there. All right, good. Okay, now let's finish this one. Oh, by the way, I really haven't done, I forgot to highlight this grape. Good. Okay, let's go here. Gonna get my black. Let's add some details. Okay, I'm gonna get my brown. So in order for me to have brown, I'm just gonna mix yellow, red, and black. And maybe white as well. Okay. Some white for highlights. Right, just like that. Gonna add, so using black, I'm just gonna create like an extension of that stem going on right here. Okay, just like that. Okay, and then using some more crimson, we're gonna color the back area with that, but only a little of that color, because since they are at the back or in that area where the light is not really being able to pass through, they should not be highlighted. Let me check. Oh, this is good. Oh my gosh. This is so good. Wasn't really expecting this, in all honesty. So now, just for the final touch, I'm gonna get the crimson color and red. Okay, I'm gonna use a lot of water because I would like to glaze over the grapes area. I'll be adding a little bit of blue to make it more like purplish, but just tiny bit. Again, water, and I'm just gonna go and glaze over the grapes. Okay, if you are scared of doing this, don't do it, because actually the grapes are fine already. But I want it to look more whole. I want it to be one, like one picture. I don't want it to look like it's separated from each other. Okay, I forgot to highlight this one. More white. Let me check. Oh, this is so amazing. I love it so much. Oh my gosh. All right. Okay, I love it. I love it. Just fixing the background. Okay. Some more suggestion of light. Wow, I love this one. Oh my gosh. I want a little bit of green going on. Yeah, a little bit of green. Okay. All right. I think I can sign this now. It's looking good. So I'm gonna sign this now. Yay, I'm so happy. I'm gonna sign right here because this area is quite busy already. But anyway, again, before I do that, I see some markings and I don't like it. All right, I'm gonna sign this now. I'm gonna sign right here. All right. We're done, guys. We're done. I hope you enjoyed this one. And I'll be linking in the description box below the link to my previous grapes tutorial. So I hope you like this one and I hope you do this one as well. If you like this video, let me know in the comment section below. If you're painting along with me, let me know as well. So see you next week. See you in my next video. Bye, guys. Love you.